Hello. It's been a while. It's been about 2 months since we saw each other last, and a lot of things have changed in that time. For one, Eggroll likes to come down to the basement now. He was down here before I even started filming. I didn't have to bribe him with cheese, although he was probably hoping there would be cheese. So I just wanted to come in and do a little update for everyone on where I've been, what's been going on, what's going to be happening in the future. I know this hiatus was pretty unexpected and abrupt, and I apologize for that, but there's a reason it kind of had to be that way. Back in January, I announced at the end of a stream that I would be leaving. I tried to make it known that this was for a positive reason. Watching it back, I realized I didn't do the best job of that. Probably because it was, although for a positive reason, I was still sad about it. And also I drank like 6 Bookers that night. So the fact that I could even get out any kind of coherent statement at that point was pretty impressive. I know the immediate thought was that I had to quit drinking because I have a drinking problem. I don't know why anyone would think that. And also I drank like 6 Bookers that night. I have no idea why someone would think that. What have I done on this channel that would suggest... No, it wasn't due to a drinking problem. That's not to say that quitting drinking hasn't been a positive thing for me. This was for health reasons. Some people put it together. Some people already knew. I'd talked to them about it. On February 7th, I had a bariatric surgery procedure. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is a weight loss surgery. This wasn't a spur of the moment decision because it really can't be. But it's something I'd thought about for over a year before even getting into like the program. On September 13th of last year, I began the program to get to weight loss surgery. And that involved a lot of different things. So I had to do the 3-month diet, which was basically just a high protein, low carb diet. Not quite keto, but similar. I also had to go through several psychological evaluations in order to be approved for this surgery. My insurance then had to take all of this information and decide if they were going to approve and pay for this or not. And luckily they did. On January 10th, I got the call that I had been approved and they wanted to schedule surgery. And after waiting for this long, it was crazy how fast it actually moved after that. This is something I knew was coming. And you're preparing for it mentally, but it really hits you when it's like, oh shit, it's go time. We're doing this.
Let's do this!
Before surgery, I will have to go on a even more restrictive pre-surgery diet for 3 weeks. They tell me the earliest they can get me in for surgery would be January 31st. So if you do the math, January 10th to January 31st, that's 3 weeks. And I need to start that diet immediately. This isn't gonna work for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I had just eaten lunch before they called me, so I'm already not on the liquid diet when I need to be. Secondly, this is a Wednesday, and that would mean I couldn't stream on Thursday. And it was important to me to have one last stream and get to say goodbye to you guys properly. I didn't want to just disappear and put up a post or something like that. No shade to anybody that's had to do that. Life comes at you fast. I totally understand. But I had an opportunity to push the surgery off 1 week. So I decided to do that. That leads to January 11th, I do my final stream. January 14th, I have my last drink, a Guinness, while watching the Packers play. It was a good game. It was a good Guinness. The 17th is when I start the 3-week liquid diet, and that leads all the way up to surgery day of February 7th. I won't get too into detail about the surgery because I'm probably going to do a separate video or videos on that, the whole process and how everything went. Because I don't know about you guys. I'm on YouTube. I'm a YouTube guy. I go to YouTube for a lot of stuff. And one of the things I was doing in that 3 weeks leading up to the surgery was looking for people online who had been through what I was going to be going through. And there just wasn't a lot. Most people these days are getting the gastric sleeve surgery, which is different than what I had. I had the gastric bypass. And most of the people that are talking about this online are women. And that's not a bad thing at all. I got very helpful information from a lot of them. Especially post-surgery too, with these are foods you can eat and things you can try and, just tips and things like that. It was all very helpful. But as a guy, I think guys feel a little more comfortable talking about shit like this with another guy. And there just isn't a lot of men out there talking about this kind of thing. I'd like to kind of put my story out there with it, just to try to be helpful to anyone who is interested in doing this. I think I'll have a different kind of perspective than what's out there right now, and just a different kind of humor about things. I would just kind of like to put some things out there to destigmatize it a little bit. That's where I've been. Since surgery, I've had to do exercise, minimum 30 minutes a day. Usually it's just walking. Luckily, I've got this guy here who always wants to go for a walk. All you got to do is say, hey, you want to go for a walk? Now I guess I got to go for a walk. We're about 6 weeks post-surgery right now. And so far, since September 13th, when I started that original diet, I have lost... Actually, I haven't checked in a few days. 1 minute. Okay, as of today, I have lost 119.1 pounds. That's pretty crazy. Pre-surgery, I was down 75 pounds, which means post-surgery, I have lost another 43.1 pounds. And people have asked me along the way, who knew what was happening, what my goal weight is. And that's a normal question. But the truth is, I really don't have one. This isn't about seeing a number and being happy with it. This is more about a feeling. And that's why I started this, is because for a while, I was not feeling like myself. Things that I loved doing became harder to do, and places I wanted to go became harder to go to, and it just, quality of life was going way down. And I didn't want that. But that's the goal, is to be able to feel well enough to go do stuff that I want to do. And that's kind of where the channel's going to go for the time being. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to come on and do like the live pub streams or drink whiskey or even drink weird sodas anymore. Soda's kind of off the table now. I'm going to have to find a new gimmick if I go back to doing weird shit. I want to do stuff, and I'm going to document doing some of that stuff. I've already got an idea of what the first video would be. We're going to take a little trip, and I'm not going to promise that there's going to be a video coming out of this, but I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to attempt it. But that's basically the update. I'm fine. Everything's good. Everything's great, actually. Quitting drinking, I was kind of worried about, and it hasn't been an issue at all. The only time I really missed drinking was when I was on the post-surgery liquid diet, where it was just Jell-O and protein shakes. It wasn't even that I wanted a drink for the alcohol. It was that I'd been eating such bland, samey shit for so long. And then somebody describes notes of oh, this is like brown sugar and cinnamon with cherries. And I'm, fuck you guys. So I had to jump out for a little bit on streams during that phase of recovery. I've since started lurking a little bit on some streams, and you'll see me pop up usually as the Egg Roll channel. Egg Roll has YouTube Premium, so I don't have to watch ads. Thank you to everybody who's reached out. It's appreciated. It's meant a lot. I was getting messages and emails and calls from unexpected places. I mean, people that I know are great people, but just to know that you're thinking about me at the time and wanted to check in, I mean, that means a lot. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. Like I said, when I signed off on that stream, this is truly a community, and we're building friendships here. Those of you who didn't reach out, don't feel bad. I can also be that guy where I assume that if somebody might be going through something, I might just be bothering them by reaching out. So please don't feel bad if you didn't reach out. No. But I just want to thank the people that did. I guess that's it. That's the update for now. Again, thank you all for sticking with me, and hopefully you'll enjoy the weird little video I plan on making in a couple weeks here. I think it's going to be fun. I hope it turns out it's going to be completely different than anything I've ever done. I hope you're all doing well. Again, if you need anything, reach out. I'm still around. Especially, if this is something that what I've done here, this bariatric surgery or just weight loss stuff in general, is something that you're interested in or want someone to talk to, now you know somebody. who's been through it. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions on that kind of stuff. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching this rambling video. This is not going to be fun to edit. There's been a lot of stop and starts. I haven't talked into a camera for a very long time. It's going to be a rough edit, but it feels good to be back. I miss you guys, and I look forward to seeing you soon.